I was beyond stressed and I was at the level of burnout, total and complete burnout, to the point where I couldn't keep achieving. There was no connection to any purpose there. Why am I doing this? Why am I pushing?
Hey guys, welcome back to the studio. I am very excited to talk to you today and bring on our next beautiful guest to discuss something we all need so much, but we rarely give ourselves permission to do, which is take a pause and rest. So let me introduce you to Allison Caras of Indigo Intermissions. Thank you so much. Founder, a beautiful soul. I'm so inspired by you, and I know you guys are going to love this episode. So thank you.
Thank you, Jess. It's so good to be here, and thank you for having this podcast and putting it out there in the world, because every topic that I've seen so far has been absolutely, you're covering all the bases.
Thank you for that. Yeah, we have a lot of fun here, but as I shared off camera just prior to this, that, the idea is to help others to live their best lives. And I worked a lot in integrative wellness and health and have been through a lot myself. So I know all these topics have helped me. And all the folks who have come onto the show, just like yourself, are here making a difference in the world. So
doing our best.
Here we are. We're doing it together.
We are, yeah. And if we can affect one person's life out of this, then good. For the better, good. We'll take it.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So let's start with a little bit of your background. I know you have worked in luxury hospitality in the past, then academia, in linguistics, and then furthermore into the corporate world, and how you've kind of beautifully put the whole symphony together. I can't wait to hear.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I did start in ultra luxury hospitality, which was if I can name drop, it was with Montage International.
Okay.
It's with Montage Laguna Beach, which was the first property, the flagship property. Mr. Alan Firstman I was lucky enough to meet him, and it turned out we went to the same college, to Gettysburg College.
Okay.
And about 30 years later, in between our graduating years, he came back and became a trustee at the college. And we met at a dinner, and kind of the rest is history. I moved out from the DC area and, Pennsylvania was college, out to Laguna Beach, California.
Yeah, that's probably a bit of a shock.
Bit of a shock to the system. And we'll be talking more about that, about the system itself. But I just thought, you know what? I'm 21, 22. This is a dream first job to go out to the beach in California, learn to surf and work with this high-end, very discerning clientele.
People. Yeah.
And learn the ways of 5-star functionality.
Yeah.
There's the saying at the property was that we had a casual elegance. And so it's making the guests feel comfortable, accommodated, and also very private. They had their private vacation to lean into and really
unwind.
Right. Yes. So we're there if you need us, but we're out of the way, not jumping down.
Well, and I mean, that's the goal, right? Like when we're on vacation, we want to be able to unplug and relax, which I mean, even on vacation, sometimes that can be hard to do, right? So that's what we're here talking about today, guys.
Yes, exactly. So it is hard to unplug, unwind. And I did see little snippets of that throughout the clientele as I was working for about 3 years in the ultra luxury space. And I worked in the private realm as well, where a client wanted 5-star service in his residence.
Okay.
And so 10 of us went over and ran a team there were 10 of us from the hotel plus 28 people in his private residence to train his team of 28 how to provide 5-star service in the home.
Wow.
And it was just a fascinating experience as well.
Yeah.
This is where I started to question the purpose.
Okay.
I thought, well, beyond this, what's the ripple effect? How are people in general benefiting from this? And I felt like okay, this is a wonderful offering for a certain tier of clientele, but it's not necessarily accessible for everyone to touch ultra luxury. And fast forward, I'll skip academia and just bring that into Indigo Intermissions, which is a higher end wellness company, where it's bringing the yoga from its roots and thousands of years old up to the present day, and also bringing us in our wellness-centered mindset kind of down to touch those roots. It's like, okay, it doesn't have to be all these different things. Just boil it down to what you need right now. So you don't have to check all these boxes of, oh, I went and stayed at Montage Laguna Beach, or I went and did this thing and I accomplished this. It's what it come back to being human. Yeah. What do you need? Right
well,
now?
And we get lost in this modern world. I saw that Indigo Intermissions does work in the corporate environment.
Yes.
As I think like a bridge probably for a bunch of people who you show up to work every day, you're stressed, you're doing all this stuff, your checklists are unending. And it's like, how do you know when you need to stop and breathe?
Right.
Or even consider that, wow, like I haven't taken a vacation in 3 or 4 years.
Yes. Or when was the last time I even stood up?
Right.
From the desk.
Or ate a full meal.
Exactly. And really paid attention to it, really savored it.
So your experience, not only in the ultra luxury hospitality, went into the academia and learning more about other cultures, I'm sure, through language and the linguistics, but then moving even farther into the yoga practices.
Yes.
And becoming a master yoga practitioner.
Yeah. Okay. I'm studying to be a yoga therapist now.
Okay. But you went overseas for that.
I did go overseas for a couple things. Okay. So I studied in Spain and Denmark.
Okay.
I learned Spanish from elementary school forward. And I thought that would be my thing, Spanish language, teaching Spanish. I didn't really know what, translation maybe. And so I guess we're going to rewind a little bit. We have Montage, ultra luxury hospitality. We have the moment where I'm thinking, well, what is this? Who is this serving? What do I want to do out of, you know, what effect do I want to have in my career? I don't think it's this. I highly respect it, but it just wasn't speaking to my soul. Glad for the experience, but Spanish is just calling me back here. And the few opportunities I had to use it at work, I wanted more and more and more.
Okay.
And so I called my parents.
So that was kind of like your connection that you were like, okay, this is just keeps coming back up. And like, I keep getting feeling that I need to do more of this.
Yeah. The whisper was getting louder.
Okay. So that's a way that I would say, for instance, for me, I like to use that same terminology of like, that's how the Holy Spirit, or that's how my higher self is really talking to me and guiding.
Yes.
Because it could be very scary. Were you scared when you left?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I had my apartment. I had my life. I had my friends, my new friends now. Yeah. And I just decided, you know what? It's really generally the feeling of being displaced. I'm not at home with my people.
Yeah.
And even though I'm with my new people, and I'm still in touch with a lot of them, you know? But I felt like, all right, if I want to get serious and study, then I want to go home, spread my roots, get grounded, and then continue to grow. Yeah. So that's where I went to American. I was nannying for a cousin and her infant.
Wow. And going to school full
And
time.
going to school at night.
Wow. Okay.
So I was going to American from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Some weeknights, and I studied Spanish translation, so I already had the Spanish under my belt. Okay. And I met a professor there who the first night of class, I was just right up front. Like, everything you say is fascinating. Yeah. And this person became a mentor who then kind of urged me and helped me. He wrote a recommendation and sang praises, but he got me, I'd say, into Georgetown, into a PhD program in linguistics.
Wow, that's so incredible.
It was incredible. It was like, me?
You're like, wait a minute.
What? You know, who gets into these things? Thank you. You know, and now that I'm in for these 5 years, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try. So I didn't really believe that I could do it. I thought, okay, well, it's a master's and then it's a PhD. Maybe I'll just make it through the master's.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just try.
Wow. Okay. It just shows like how much our mind can kind of play games and like the self-limiting beliefs. But look, okay. So, I mean, how did you fight through that? I mean, I don't want to say fight.
Oh,
but like,
no, that's the perfect term. That it was talk about fight, flight, freeze, fawn.
Yeah.
The nervous system. It was complete sympathetic nervous system activation, fight, flight, freeze, fawn.
Yeah.
Go, 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 tamp all this down. Go. Get it done until I started to get physically ill. I had all sorts of symptoms, pain, illness, just all sorts of. So that's where yoga came in and pulled me back.
Wow.
To being human and not, we were saying before the episode, you are a human being, not a human doing.
Right. Right. We forget that
Just
so
stop.
easily. Well, I think it's just society,
Yeah,
right? And that we want it all, and like the family and the business and the this and the that and the relationship and then all your friends and
Beautiful. But at what expense?
Yeah, like what's the cost?
What's the cost there? So if it is your health, you're maybe at a point where I was at a point where my body was screaming at me to stop.
Yeah, I
slow
went through the
down.
same thing.
Yeah.
Yep. You know,
How
this
did
is
you
where
feel?
I mean, I was a little shocked, like when I lost my gallbladder emergency style and almost died. I was like, wow, well, I guess this is serious now, you know.
Your body's telling you, yes.
But, you know, luckily, I, you know, hung in there and did all the things and like really tried to repair myself afterward and just slow down, right?
Yes.
But even still, like years later, I found myself feeling guilty for like just laying down in my bed if I needed in the middle of the day, not even to nap, but just to lay down. And like, it's not even that I'm like, oh, I'm so tired, I have to go to sleep. Like, no, just lay down and put your feet up and open a book or just do nothing. Just breathe.
Yeah.
Just listen to a YouTube video and just do nothing.
Do nothing. And it's okay not to be productive.
It took me even years to like get to that point and not feel guilty.
Yes.
So I know it has a lot of value and, you know, not necessarily every household is like okay with that, right?
It's like you said, it's a
like,
societal
you're the mom. Like, what
level.
are we having for dinner? Well, what are we doing? What is this? And what's happening? And like, shh.
And there you are, getting pulled in all sorts of directions, and all these distractions come up, and that is life. We cannot go into an ashram or on a mountaintop and I mean, if you want to, you could, but that's where I've found that some people I've met who have done that, they'll say, well, there I am. I'm still there with all the conditioning, all of the patterns. Yeah. That's you can't escape yourself. Wherever you go, there you are. Yeah. So it's teaching yourself, it's tending to yourself and teaching yourself and giving that permission that, you know what? It is okay to have boundaries. Yeah. It is okay. It's not only okay, it is eventually productive.
Right. Right. Well, because we were talking right before this too, that I had felt at certain times that I had to be kind of task driven to get things done. And especially after Rudy's passing and moving and the kids and the schools and all of the stuff, like I was not necessarily like what I would say burnt out, but I was just not able to be my bright creative self. Like the creativity or the want to do things just somehow disappeared. Yeah. And I was like, this sucks.
Yeah, it does. It's a very flat, dim existence when you're in a space like
you're
that.
Just like checklist, gotta do this, gotta do that, call, paperwork.
Autopilot.
Be here, be there, be everywhere. I'm like,
and then you hit the pillow. Yeah. And then you raise up from the pillow and then it starts again.
Yeah. No, it's not fulfilling, I would say. And until I really felt like a true rest, or where I was like making the boundaries, putting the stuff back on my schedule that was like personal time to just be, then I slowly but surely could see myself. Because even like with dance and some of the creative things, even the podcasts, like at a certain point I was just like, just tell me what to do. Like,
right.
You know, and I don't like feeling like that because these things fuel me.
Right.
So when I noticed it was when I was just always coming around being like, ugh.
Kind of mopey and
yeah.
bleh.
Yeah.
And that's where it is. It starts with that awareness, with the noticing, with the awareness that something's off here. I don't feel even nourished by what fulfills me.
Yeah.
So what do I need to do? What needs to change? Maybe it's doing less. Maybe it's doing more of something else, replacing a pattern with a new pattern of joyful being.
And sometimes, like, I had to fake it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so there is a principle in that I find with getting over the hump or getting out of that mode. You kind of have to force it and kind of fake it at first, but eventually, once you add those joyful experiences, or even if it's just a simple walk or just being outside in the sun, you know, like just do it for a few days and make yourself do it.
Right.
But then eventually you're like, oh, actually, this is relaxing. Like, I am grateful for just being able to walk my dog today.
Right.
You know?
Get some fresh air. We are part of nature after all.
Yeah.
We connect with it. We are connected to it.
Yeah.
Get outside, sunshine, all of this. And this is ancient wisdom, but we forget. We've become so detached.
Yeah. Modernized. So tell me a little bit about how you're finding, I mean, there's so much I want to talk to you about, but I like the idea of bringing what you're doing into the workplace. So I know that you have a lot of solutions for the corporate world, in groups, even in online sessions, but offering a service for people to take those breaks and to remember themselves and to be aware.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit more about that.
What I do, and I have the pleasure and the honor of doing with these corporate groups and organizations. I've worked with nonprofit legal organizations and healthcare administrators, teachers, all sorts of groups, professional organizations and corporations, again, that seem to know that they need to adjust their style, their work style, their work day balance. There's something go still about our culture that it's reaching that tipping point of, I'm going to burn out.
Yeah.
Or I don't even care about this.
Right.
But they do.
Yeah.
They do care about it.
So the companies
their work.
Ultimately are like, hey, we want our workforce to be happy and whole.
Yes. And know
happy
that
to come
we
to
care
work.
about them, and know that. So for example, for one of the clients has me built into their points system with HR and their benefits, where if you attend the Indigo Intermissions, then you get certain points toward a bonus at the end of the year.
Wow.
Or they can log, something similar, like, well, I'll stand there and pitch, go for a walk instead. Or even if you're on this break with me, which is the typical session or intermission, would be a workday wellness, desk side yoga and meditation break.
Okay.
Some clients prefer 15 minutes. Some like a 30-minute longer form. Some like to have a webinar once a month, and then they trade off with a longer intermission, then a webinar, then an intermission.
Okay.
So there are all sorts of offerings. In person, there are convention talks, longer form again. But everything that I do is passing on other people's wisdom that has worked for me as well. And it's also science-backed. The research is catching up in modern science with the ancient wisdom of yoga and Ayurveda, if you're familiar with Ayurveda.
Yeah, Ayurveda.
Yeah. And so the tips and tricks that I'm offering, and I'm happy to offer to the viewers and the listeners, are things that we can work into our day, every day. That doesn't have to be that rigid. It's like, oh, I didn't take my 15 minutes today.
Okay.
No, it's okay. As long as you're thinking about it.
Okay.
And as long as you have the intention to make some space, you start there. You start there.
So let's say we've got listeners who have a desk job, or that they're inside a lot, what kind of things could they do, for instance?
Think about if you're at a desk and you're seated all day, think about the tech neck, thinking about the
like
hunching, thinking about even the tech neck this way where your chin forward and hunched forward.
Okay.
The wrists, you can do all of these different areas that are scanned through all of these areas to see, okay, that's not how I normally sit or stand in my personal life. And you can start to tend to those areas. If you have tech neck, you start to move your head around, actually work through the tightness, the tension. Start to connect with your breath. Roll your shoulders, roll your wrists, check out your elbows. You know, just get curious about your body and let it tell you where the tension is. And I've been at a point in my life where I was completely disconnected from my body. So it was, if you're there, it's okay. And that's, you just kind of, yoga at least is called a yoga practice. That is because you just keep returning. You keep trying again. You go again and again and again, and it can accompany you for your whole life. Changing with you in all of your seasons, all of your beauty and not so beautiful moments.
The messy parts too.
The messy parts too, And so if you're with me in an intermission, I'm going to keep that in mind, where if you're seated for most of your day, we're going to stand up. We're going to kick our shoes off. We're going to stretch our toes and put our feet on the floor. We're going to stretch our fingers out, our palms, our wrists again, the shoulders, neck, everything, a little bit of the back. Think of all the ways the spine can move and explore it. And just get kind of even into interpretive dance. You know, just if you connect it, the medicine of yoga is where the mindfulness component comes in. You've got your mind centered on body, centered on breath. These are all connected. And not only does yoga do this, Qigong, Tai Chi, other age-old practices offer this as well.
I recently had a Tai Chi yoga master on the show, and she was great. And I went and saw her in the studio, and it just was so fascinating to me after doing more research and really understanding energy in the body and that it can sit or become stagnant, not flow. These are all ways, like physically, that we can create movement.
Move it around,
create energy in, let's say, the lower belly, you know, by like pulling in and doing some of those. And I know with yoga, when we practice, it's the belly button towards the spine, you know, and that alone, if you just do that a few times, like while you're sitting, you can feel the warmth kind of coming back into your, you know, lower abdomen. And I mean, there's so many ancient, like you say, there's so much ancient wisdom to all of this. And it's so simple in a sense, but we have to be intentional.
We have to be intentional, and we have to say it's okay to simplify. It really is okay to simplify. And I think less is more in many cases. Many cases. So on that note, less is more. If you sign into one of the intermissions with me, which by the way are on the Teams meetings of these companies, the clients that hire me send me their Teams link, and then I just pop up on the screen during their workday, or to break up a 4-hour meeting. That happened a couple weeks ago, where it was like, oh, we have a 4-hour annual meeting. Like, would you come break it up for? Yes, absolutely. So it happens in all these different contexts. It could be just a lunch break where people stay over and sign in, or it could be a annual company meeting. It could be the convention. But back to where we're talking about this less is more, is centering your attention, switching off notifications, get those checklists off to the side, and try to sit and breathe. If you can do nothing else, if you don't even want to lift your hand up while I'm offering movement, don't move. Just be.
Just start where you are.
That's enough. That's enough. You create that boundary, and then that might have a ripple effect into the rest of your life, too, of understanding what you need, when you need it, just by a little bit of...
Or like just being aware that, oh my gosh, I'm getting close to this edge, or I'm noting that I'm not as creative as I usually am, or I don't feel like journaling all of a sudden.
Right. And I love journaling, you know, I've got all my pens and all my stickers.
For a bunch, like I just stopped. Like I just didn't, I just would open up the journal and be like,
nothing.
I got nothing. So as soon as I see that now, because I've been through it, then I'm like, okay, I just need to actually rest, or maybe I should schedule a vacation. And when the kids were really young, I just mentioned this to you before we started taping, like they were really young and all very close in age. And I was, the full-time caregiver at home. Like I definitely was burnt out and getting burnt out of it and then not enjoying the moments. Right. So that's when, Rudy and I would usually be like, okay, we need a vacation. And as much, yes, as it was difficult to pull in, the helpers and the other caregivers to kind of step in for us at each, different time. Right. It was really worth it. And really it did help our marriage to do those things. It helped ourselves also, but the marriage. Good. So it's good to even like take a look at your calendar, guys. Like if you've been working 3 years straight and you haven't had a vacation, like it's okay. Go schedule a vacation.
Exactly. And then when you're on that vacation, really try to be on the vacation.
Yeah.
Bring your mind too.
Yeah. Because I'm sure, like you said, at Montage, like I'm sure people would check in and they're still just having to work.
Still checked out.
Yeah.
They're still checked into work and checked out of the hotel and the experience and the view and the food and the spa and all this. It's like it's right here, but your mind is there.
Somewhere else. So, I mean, I know that yoga practice involves a lot of just mindfulness.
Yes.
And I know this is like part of that, like first step, right? Of noticing, the noticing. So what can we do? Like, are there ways that our bodies and minds like can become more patterned to stop?
Yes. To replace a pattern, ironically, with another pattern is how you start.
Okay.
So backing up, start with your awareness, with noticing, and you might even take a scale of 0 to 10, 1 to 10, whatever it is. How am I energy-wise today? Am I low, crawling into the studio today? Did I scrape by the morning and make it happen? I'm at a 0. Or are you bouncing off the walls at a 10 and I need to kind of bring it down? So how am I 0 to 10, 1 to 10, whatever it is?
Yeah.
How am I doing energetically right now? And if you have the ability to notice, because sometimes we don't even start there. We don't have the ability to check in yet.
Yeah.
And I would like to back up and say my starting point after this, it was chronic stress into burnout.
And your body.
My body collapsed, basically, not to the detriment of yours, but it had its own patterns that I wanted to break. And of course, coming into that was a breathing issue.
Okay.
So I even saw a pulmonologist and just lots of things going on. And I did not have, that's how detached I was from the rest. And so I think I could start with, sitting down in a yoga class. The teacher might say, breathe in, 2, 3. Don't tell me to breathe. I'm already breathing. That's where I was starting. That's condescending. I know how to breathe.
Yeah. Yep.
So I started in a place of almost defensiveness.
Yeah.
But at a resistance, but I was there.
Yeah.
And I kept going and I kept going. And these teachings chiseled their way through. And if there's something that speaks to your innermost self, your highest self, whatever you want to call that, something deep within, maybe follow that.
Okay. Even though you might be resistant to it at first. Like that's the fake it till you make it kind of mentality I had too of like, I don't know, but whatever, I guess I'm here. So it's so funny. My son, Rudy, he is training for football and football for college and all of that. So they're doing like very early morning trainings. And he was like, Mom, if I could just get into the car to leave, then I'm good. Like, he's like, as soon as I just get into that driver's seat and in the car, then I know I'll do it and I'll make it and whatever.
Yeah.
But he's like, that part of getting out of the bed and whatever. So, we talk about setting ourselves up for success, of course, and trying to ease our way into new habits, so replacing an old habit with a new one. So that might look like for him, in his case, like setting up his bag and all his things the night before. I mean, teenagers don't like to go to bed on time, so that didn't happen every night, but having a good alarm clock or 2 or 3, alarms to go off. And then as soon as he could just get his things and go sit in the car, then he's like, I'm good.
I got it.
So, yeah. sometimes it's just simple things that we can
Yes.
do. So
And
the less is more.
Less is more. And it reduces decision fatigue on Rudy's part.
Oh my gosh.
Where he's already prepared his bag. He's already done. So the next morning, he's waking up without having to really think much. He just grab and go, get myself in the car. That's the priority. Then I know I'm good. If I can get to the car without really
having that decision fatigue automated. Is so real.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, and you're dealing with people working in the corporate environment. Oh, I can't even, like, I know just doing all the things I'm doing that I get burnout. And now Rudy's not here to help me make some of those decisions. So it's even like double trouble. But man, guys, like if you are really experiencing that, like it's a real thing. And just, this is when you know you need a break.
Yes.
And like, it's okay. Give yourselves permission to take the breaks that you need.
Yes. And that's what the mission of Indigo Intermissions is to remind all of us, myself included, that the micro habits, micro breaks, these add up.
Yeah. It's true. So, another tactic I would use, especially when I was studying a lot or reading or having to kind of really dive deep into, more literature, I would literally put a timer of whatever, 30 minutes. And I just plug away and do what I could. And as soon as the timer went off, I would put another timer then for 5 minutes of just get up, go to the bathroom, get a glass of water, or even just take a lap around the house or whatever, do breathing, even if I'm just like answering text messages or something, just that I'm now not focused on the work. And then when that 5-minute timer went off, boom, get back to it.
Pomodoro technique.
Those little times, like it actually works.
Yes. Yes.
So,
and then you earn a longer break after certain segments. And it's just absolutely, that's how I wrote my dissertation in the last year of my doctoral program. It was just, okay, let me just start with 15 minutes. Of focused work.
That's right.
And then you also find maybe sometimes, not every day, that the timer goes off and you want to keep.
Yeah.
But that's where it's also important to put the reins on.
Know
and really,
thyself.
Yeah, know thyself. And just say, okay, well, this leads to something, maybe a little too much work.
Yeah.
So it's also that reminder that, okay, how do I work best today? How am I feeling? How am I doing energy-wise? There are some friends of mine that'll say, how many spoons do I have in my drawer?
Okay, yeah.
To start, and then they check in with their mental spoons.
Yeah. So the mental check-in, knowing like how your body and mind work best together.
Yeah.
And almost like, listen, sometimes we have to surrender to the fact that, hey, we're totally disassociated with ourselves right now. So as soon as you see it, you can't unsee it.
Right.
So then just, it's okay. Take the little things that you need in order to like help that process revert itself, right?
That's right.
To become more connected.
Yes.
So
in the long run, it's much more fruitful.
Yeah.
To take a couple steps back and then go forward instead of pushing and hitting the wall.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. Look, guys, like, I know it seems like a simple subject, but like,
it is.
I'm pretty sure whoever's watching, like, you're being pushed and prodded and
pulled.
Yeah. And even younger kids these days, guys, like, look, I know you have a lot of pressure on you and to get into college and like what your parents are saying and your friends and what everyone is doing. Well, guess what? Like, that's okay. You can just figure it out for yourself and not feel so pressurized to perform, It's okay to take those steps back and like reevaluate. And when you're young too, like what I found was that I evolved quickly over time, right? Into a whole different person. And sometimes your friends that you had when you were in high school, they're just not on your bus anymore of life, like in college and beyond. And that's okay too. Like you change, they change, everyone has a purpose that they're following. And I think taking these breaks helps us to realign. Maybe if we're headed off on one side of a path and then we're like, this isn't quite feeling right. You know, it's hard to unplug or to shift and change, but
Yeah.
the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Practice.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And these are very simple things, but how many times have I ignored? I'll have my watch with the alert, stand up.
Yeah.
Dismiss. Yeah, I do it too. It's like, no, I'm in the zone. I'm working. I'm doing my thing, whatever it is. I forget to breathe. Okay, well, at least at home, I know I've got a routine to ground myself.
Yeah.
So I protect that. But at the same time, I didn't always have that.
Right.
And so it's building your own toolkit with what works for you from these, again, in my lens, it's the ancient practices of yoga and Ayurveda.
Yeah.
But not saying that those are the ones that all of us could use. I'm saying they are very customizable.
Yeah.
And we could
And
sample
wonderful
them.
tools.
Yes.
And we always need to have tools in our back pocket because life is not going to stop.
That's right. And so then you're better equipped to deal with those interruptions, to deal with those little unplanned moments or big unplanned moments where at the end of the day, I find that I feel like some of your guests even have spoken about the vagus nerve, say, and the parasympathetic and the sympathetic, the central nervous system, autonomic nervous system. This is all a way that the breath can even help to regulate.
Yeah.
This is all a way to respond and not react.
Right. And then you're living more in your own authenticity and integrity instead of having to kind of backtrack. And I do it. Like, we're all human. Like, I know I sometimes just have a short fuse or I say things that are hurtful to others. And I don't mean to or mean it, but this is why it's so important to have these grounding and these different practices. And over time that you're going to collect the right ones for you so that you're not having to go backtrack and having to say you're sorry or feel bad. Like, no, do I hold guilt for it? No, like, let's communicate and talk through it and know like that my heart is really in the right place, but I'm suffering right now or I'm on, empty and I'm sorry, you know? And I can look at myself at those moments to like do a better job, for myself, right?
Yeah.
So it's not selfish.
No.
Because we're refilling and refueling so that we can, love and be with other people and be authentic within ourselves in the process of all of that.
It's very aligned.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful way to put it.
It's hard.
It is hard. And you just said, I'm on empty. That's another way to take your energy temperature is like, what's my gas tank looking like today? Instead of the scale, say.
Yeah.
Could use a gas tank. You could use my energy bank account. One of my friends has that for herself.
Yeah. So kind of visualizing and like putting some story behind like you,
and
right?
not just
How you
why
feel.
you're starting to blame this is why I'm so tired. It's just or why I'm so wired.
Okay, yeah.
Where am I? Done.
Yeah.
Okay, what do I do with that? Not why and how and this and that and the story behind it too much.
Yeah.
But the story of how do I work with this today?
Yeah.
Or right now.
Yeah.
And check back in. Okay.
And I think like
I'm doing that.
The younger you start and the sooner you start, and not all of us were raised in homes that had these practices or elements that were taught to us. So don't feel bad. Like we all start somewhere.
Yeah.
And the goal is just to keep like filling yourself back up, and just finding those things that are working for you.
Yeah.
I really love your journey. And I think that a lot of our viewers are younger. Is there anything that you could impart on some of our younger generation, to inspire them? Because you went through an awful lot of changes to come to where you are today.
Absolutely. I'd be thrilled to share that. I have always call it selfish, but I've always just listened to myself on my purpose, on my areas of interest. On what I want to pursue and then change my mind about it, it's okay.
Yeah.
If you've got the support, if you've got, this is we could call it a selfish endeavor, but it's all with the support and love of my family. I have to thank them so very much for letting me be and
that's how we met, was
explore.
Through your dad and your brother that I've worked with over the last several years, and they're just amazing people.
They're endlessly generous and supportive, and that's how I get to do the things that I want to do, what I'm called to do. So if you're privileged enough, to feel comfortable to make that jump, but even if you're not and you can save up and you can make it happen for yourself, devise a plan and do it. That agency is going to be so empowering as well.
And it may not be that your support is your born family. It could be another network or other, group of people that you've met over the years. And I truly believe God brings all the right people to you at the right time. And if they're not in my life at that moment, I pray and I ask God to help me find those folks. And it's okay to be alone sometimes in the process of filtering through who's really there for you as a true, genuine cheerleader and someone there to help. We all can find mentors that might not be our family. So guys, just keep your eyes and your hearts open. Because there are some people that don't necessarily have that support network, but it still can be done.
Yes, it can still be done.
And God will still provide, and the universe will provide what you need.
And that is the other humbling part of the process is just that you aren't in control, that you can carve your path, but it's still not completely in your hands. And finding those mentors, whether it's a minute mentor that you see and it's a stranger that teaches you something that day or reminds you of something, or if it's a mentor that you work with for years in a professional capacity or personal capacity, whatever it is, make those connections as well. And I think what has happened with, I go back to Montage, Mr. Firstman, the founder and CEO of this beautiful hotel boutique, resorts, not a chain, but this whole Montage International. It's unbelievable to me that this person in his capacity is still humble and respectful of others so much that he will answer my emails to this day and still serve as a makeshift mentor, even though it's at a distance and it's all, but I still view him with the utmost respect and just such gratitude that he is grounded enough. He walks and talks in this very collected, you can feel it, that he's found what works for him. And moving through the academic world, it's, that was just back to the career and all of that. The Montage with the clientele, they were beautiful. They also taught me so much. And I don't mean to say, oh, they're all checked out and they're, no. But I saw it here and there that all over that people can be either in it. You can sense when they're present and you can sense when they're distracted and all over the place and not quite with you. That's where I saw it in the classrooms when I was teaching at GW. So I went to school to teach linguistics and Spanish language, and I saw and one of my mentors, again, in this program would say, when people are listening, when the students are engaged. And that's what I would look for with the students and start to connect or to try to engage, because there's community building in that as well. And when the pandemic hit, we went virtual. And I said, hey, I'm a certified yoga teacher. If anybody wants to take 5 minutes and stretch with me. And I started to see cameras come on. I started to see multi-generation households on screen.
Oh my!
Grandma's there, little brother's there.
I'm
Somebody's
getting chills.
And it was it felt like community again, but in a very different way, because we're not in the classroom. And here's Indigo Intermissions, where it's like, oh, yeah, so we're not just moving and breathing, we're doing it together apart. Because a lot of these clients that I'm working with now are apart. They're all working across the country. But we can come together for 15 minutes, move and breathe. And go back, have a little fun, get lightness, playfulness in your life, in your day, just for these few minutes. The community aspect is right there. But it's, I think, what has brought me through these twists and turns in the career, and what I want to impart to younger generations is that you go with your gut. That you use the support that you have and appreciate it. Give back as well. Find what calls to you.
Like what you seek is seeking you.
Yeah.
That's what I feel when you just told that story, right? Because little did you know you would be able to now integrate all these different facets in your life where you had essentially reconstructed a new you, right? And now, boom, here it comes, all together.
Yeah, all together.
Yeah.
So I've got the experience from customer service and hospitality. I've got the experience from teaching and knowing even more deeply cognition, psycholinguistics. These things are part of my background. So how the adult brain processes new information and can learn. And yoga.
Yeah, wow. That's just incredible. So guys, like, you know, you heard it first here that whatever like is calling you wants you to also, you know? So you want it wants you.
Yes.
So don't be afraid, even if you think you're taking a step back or you got to stop and be like, I don't know what's next. That's okay. That's just your body saying that it's time to do that.
That's part of the process. Yeah, that's part of the process. Trust the process.
I love it. So, Allison, thank you so much for being here with us. I do have a little game to play for our season 3 ping pong questions. So,
all right.
Thanks for playing along.
Sure thing. Let's see what happens.
Okay, so if you're doing a digital detox, are you feeling freedom or panic?
I wish I felt freedom, but I feel panic.
I think probably for the balance of us. And on that note, the last time your phone was in another room for an hour?
That I have never done. And so I like to say we're all working on ourselves. We all have things we need to work on. And that would be something I'll add to my list.
Hey, yeah, me too. I need to do that more often, I think. Mountains or beach?
Beach all the way. The sand, the waves, the rhythm. You can get in the water, get out of the water. It's just all of it, the whole scene. We connect so well with both, with everything in nature, but I connect with
the beach,
the rhythm of the beach. Love that.
Here's one. Meditating in an airport, is it real or fake?
It depends on the person doing the meditating.
Good answer. All right, I wasn't expecting that one, but I think it's right. Like, we can definitely still meditate with a bunch of stuff going on around us.
All the distractions, that's what it's about, is working with them, not against them.
So yes, just for you guys to know, it is possible. Work-life balance, is it helpful or is it a myth?
Oh, this is my work. This is my line of work, is at least promoting, maybe I'm not providing, but promoting work-life balance and tools to do that.
Yeah,
yes,
I love it.
It is possible.
I love it.
And I have it now.
Yes.
And I hope you do too.
I do. I'm getting there. But like you said, it's a journey and I'm always learning along the way. Right?
Exactly.
Well, Jess, this was such a lovely, inspiring conversation. I know that our viewers are going to absolutely love to listen. Can you share with us, where can we find you online?
Yes, absolutely. I am at indigointermissions.com and Allison, Allison, at indigointermissions.com.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you again.
Thank you, Jess,
It's
so
been
much.
lovely
Likewise.
helping to serve our community. And thank you guys for watching and being a part of this journey with me. I maybe don't know all of you, but hopefully I know almost all of you. And, you know, I'm here to help and just to provide loving and caring guidance along the way of all the things that I've learned and that all my amazing guests have learned. And we hope that they help you too. So please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next episode.